Good day, my friends, and welcome to episode 16 of my Krastorio playthrough. Last episode I fixed up my power generators with coke and destroyed lots of biters in my neighborhood and plotted down a wild network of miners. Can I do that from here? I think I can. There we go. Let's YARM that. 6.3 million copper. And I also made the decision that I want to power all my all my smelters with coke, and I was wondering a little how I would pull that off, because right now I'm doing everything with coal, but in my opinion I'm wasting potential there, and I had a hard time thinking about how I want to do it. But I did my thinking, and I figured the best way to deal with the coke production would be to just buffer that stuff and supply those lines. Buffering means I'll produce more than I use and lay it back in chests where it gets unloaded if it's gonna be needed. I want to do this because I have literally no clue how much coke these arrays will need, and the longer I thought about it, the only real viable answer was as much as possible. So I figured, hell, let's do as much as possible, and then divide that later. Okay, back to the mining field. When I looked it up the last time, I had 90 miners. So as I told you guys the last time, you can patch up 30 miners on one yellow belt or 60 on one red belt. So I figured it's a pretty tough choice how to do it. Do I do 3 times 30, or do I do 1.5 times 60? So I figured I'm gonna do 3 times 30, and then I'm gonna lay that all on a red belt or 2 to transport it to my smelter. So you're gonna understand what I mean when we're getting there. So step 1, this cluster are 30, so this is one cluster. To make things a little bit easier, I'll just drop down some belt and I'll just start. So this corner. Oh no, wrong. Okay, there we go. So this is line 1. I want line 2. And where are the next 30? That's 26. What a tragedy. Those are 24, 35. Oh well. Those are 35. Oh well, how to divide them? The more even I hit the 30, the better, you know. Well, that's 31. That's not really a cluster I can divide. Just looking for a simple and good solution here. So 26 of those, but they're also facing the wrong direction. So if I just take those, it's 24. Oh, I'm gonna start there. So, or no, I know. Haha, that's the best idea. I'm going to use the red ones next, because these will connect the other 61, and so this belt will be having a minimal over, I don't know what. It's 1 item more than this thing can transport, that's what I'm trying to say. But honestly, that's not gonna be an issue at all. So this place, this is literally the one which is too much, so I'm gonna connect it with a yellow one. Okay, now then, let's... Oh, I need that red belt on my quick bar too. Oh well, I'm gonna sort those quick bars another day. And also thanks to the for the advice of using the Q button more. With Q you can get rid of things on your mouse cursor. Many of you are most likely already aware. I was not. Okay, so then we can do it like this. I'm gonna go into a type 2 splitter here. Didn't I build those? I built one, I thought. Hey, inventory. Show me where the splitters are. Didn't I? Okay. Oh, well, I didn't, obviously. Okay. Oh, well, I have to run 2 times anyways, so let's use a slow splitter for now, just to get this thing sorted. This is not ideal. I would want, of course, a red splitter to divide that, but it's not really that important, I think. Okay, now then, I'm going to have this on 2 belts because it's more than 1 red belt could carry. That's why I need to get this on 2. And my smelters are this way. I think I'm gonna lay it up towards this direction and let the stuff meet on this junction there. So I'm gonna do it like this. And I'm curious if I'm gonna have enough belts for this. Because honestly, I don't think so. But that's okay. This is a distance where I think a train is not really necessary, but certainly not a bad choice. But I didn't want to build up trains before I had a sufficient supply of everything, you know. When I want to go for train networks, I want to have a basic supply of everything. And right now, 180k of copper ore are not giving me a comfy feeling about my resources. Iron ore is already pretty good, but copper is really... well. I talked about that a few episodes ago a lot, so I'm not going to repeat myself here unnecessarily anymore. Okay, hopefully the... oh well, it's looking good, it's looking good. I think the red belts will be enough. I will split this off onto yellow belts again once we're leading these into the actual smelter facility, but it's gonna transport this stuff way quicker over there than the yellow ones, so I'm just using the red ones for a quicker transportation here. Okay, so I needed some iron plates. I remember. Let's soak some up because I wanted to do some red splitters as well. And I need again a little bit more of that stuff. There we go. Also, I want a few more ammo clips because I'm low on that stuff as well. And well, I don't think I'll need more belts for now. I figure I have everything I need. What I will need a lot though are inserters, so let's pick some up as well. I'm having 50 of each. Well, only 30 of the yellow ones. So when I'm building smelter arrays, I need tons of inserters. So let's pick up these as well. I plan on doing some buffering networks, so I need a lot of stuff. Do I need something from here? I have enough loaders. Everything's just fine. I don't need anything from that. I guess I could use some more furnaces, but these are not for sale here. 57 miners should be enough for the everyday production. And Next up will be setting up some electric pole mass production, but not today. This will be one big advancement for me. Okay. Let's use that paved ground here. And I'm gonna bring electricity down to the miners now. Let's craft some more poles, because I wanna. And then I will expand this smelter array a little bit. Oh well. I think I'm gonna upgrade this thing into steel furnaces quite soon, just to keep things compact. But that's gonna be a huge upgrade process. We will need to replace pretty much everything. But since I'm going to introduce a new power source as well, it's gonna be quite okay. Ah, I forgot grenades. That's what I wanted to pick up. I knew there was something I wasn't thinking of anymore. Oh well. Let's funnel the power down there. I just hope I have enough in my pocket. But I am handcrafting a few more right now while I'm walking. Okay. Let's change the angle from here. So okay. Oh, this is going to be a big moment here. So let's see. I want to activate as many as possible with one pole, of course. Let's go down here. Sorry for the silence, but I think everybody can figure out what I'm trying to do here. Alright. There we go. I'm not looking I'm not aiming for visuals here. I'm aiming for effect. There we go. Oh, whatever. On this column, I'm gonna be a little bit more lazy here. Go. So. This is going to be such a huge overproduction with copper. But it will also last a while. Okay, we did it. So now I can replace that one with the red one. There we go. Because it's really not useful to have these anymore. Oh well, at least I can travel now a little bit quicker on into this direction. Okay, so with this amount of produce, I have 91 miners now online. That's going to be 45.5 units of copper ore per second. 45 per second. Let's check how many smelter columns I could theoretically supply with that. Which I won't do, of course, but I think upgrading to the steel furnaces sounds like a good idea to me. Because I don't want to expand this array horribly much anymore. Like, I think I'm gonna expand the copper into this direction to leave open the option of a little bit more iron, but I don't know yet. A lot of thinking to myself now that a compact design would have been a little bit better here. But anyhow, I don't care. I mean, I could relay it anyways if I really wanted to. But since those cliffs are outplaying me anyways for now, I'm not having cliffside explosives yet. So, all right. So the copper supply has been laid down. The next thing I'll need is the coke production. I thought that producing the coke would be ideal in the vicinity of the greenhouses because, well, it's the easiest way to accomplish more of the same thing. So, if we look at that, how many greenhouses are there? It's 31. I already figured out that 6 of them will supply 10 of them. So, of the furnaces, of course. So, if I do this like that, 6 greenhouses, I can afford 5 coke producing columns like that. That's a lot. I mean, I could produce all the coke up here and transport it down there. Yeah, let's do that. If I need more power, I'm going to expand it towards this direction now, and I'm going to expand the coke production into this direction. Yeah, that's a good idea, because if I do it like that, I can use most of the infrastructure I still have with the belts and everything. And if I really want to expand my production one day, there's still place here or here. I mean, I could definitely tidy things up a little bit here and move that smelter array over here. And yeah, there's a lot of optimization potential in this corner, so we're gonna do that. That'll also mean that this won't be staying like that, but for now I'm gonna let it be. How much of that is being used by these thingies per second? So 4. That means under perfect circumstances, 1 belt can only supply 2 arrays of these, because I'm using one side of that belt, which is half its belt speed, so 7.5 units of wood can travel over this thing per second. So the moment I put up more than 10 on one of those yellow belts, it's gonna implode. The number would be double with red belts, so I could connect 40 with red belts. Okay. Oh well. Next step is going to be connecting all this stuff here. If I check this out, how much wood does that produce per second? It's 20 wood per second. That's more than 1 lane here can transport. So to easy things up for me, I'm gonna use red belts here. So should have bought red belts. All right. Because if I would want to stay with yellow belts there, I would need to split things up into 2 belt arrays to transport all the produce. But I think since I'm already having a automated production of yellow belts, red belts, just upgrade it right away and let the array be as it is. It's the easiest way to do it. Alrighty, so. Ooh, that was quite a bunch of those. Let's see. Oh, I want to stay like this. One day I will upgrade massive portions of this base, so I'll need lots of that stuff. It's okay. It's quite okay. Oh, the hand grenades. Of course, the hand grenades. There we go. Overall, things are working out quite nicely here. I'm gonna pilfer some iron beams from these facilities, just for later use. Some plates here and there, maybe some steel as well. So I think I'm gonna deconstruct this area here completely as well, because it's just so out of place by now. This was just some patch in to get some steel going. We can do that better. Okay, now then, I will replace these belts with yellow, with red ones. Oh, I need red loaders too. Oh well. Possibly I need to do a whole production facility for the red stuff by now. Because I'll need more and more of those at this point. So, oh well, that's the one line that was completely unnecessary to upgrade, but whatever. Alright. I'm doing this the wrong direction, I'm just noticing. I was wondering where this line would lead until I realized that that was the old supply line. So we're gonna reverse that. It's entirely wrong. So let's reverse the flow of that. I'll just leave things as they are for now, even if it's not right. What the heck? Where do these copper plates? Let's get rid of that artifact here. I just realized that this stuff is not needed anymore. So now I have tons of copper plates in my inventory again. Huzzah! Totally needed that. Not. But that's okay. Alright. So I'm gonna keep that gap if I need it later. Okay, so this belt array has been replaced, even if it's completely useless. Right now I just focus on the tiles I need to replace and not on their function, because if I start worrying about the function as well, I'm gonna most likely forget something. So there we go. If there's any easier way to do this, please be my guest to tell me how. Because I don't like this procedure at all, to be quite honest, but I don't know any better procedure. So since this game is so full of different micromanagement tricks, who knows? Maybe I'm not knowing something again. But I don't mind. The moment you know everything, life gets quite boring, you know. So I want this. Oh, here things turn out to be strange, huh? Let's do this like that. So let's just pretend these would be two different lanes. There we go. Well, we're not pretending they are different lanes, they are actually different lanes. Okay, so, and we're gonna combine them here. And I'm gonna... Okay, so this means I can safely transport all the wood on one belt, because these are only 20 units of wood being transported on this belt array, so I can safely go for something like this. I'm gonna leave that one alive as it still has a function in my base, and then I'm gonna reorganize this mess. Okay, so this leads outward, this leads outward, this leads outward. Okay. Oh well, you can't just merge it like that. These are put together here as well. This little splitter here is not serving any proper purpose. And if I just drop another splitter in here, these will be all connected. There we go. Let's drop another one here. And this means our main supply lane now works on a red belt, and I can split off with yellow belts. Yeah, let's do that. I mean, it's perfectly fine. Until the production here hits 60 units of wood per second, I can just keep that. Alright, wonderful. So I guess this array will be the last I'm gonna dismantle, because I will only start dismantling this once I have set up a steel production somewhere around down here, because right now I'm really needing that stuff. Okay, back to the coke producers. Let's check out how the coal supply works. I have coals being supplied over this patch, but I also have coals down here. A part of these is supplying my smelters, so let's check it out. These are supplying the iron smelters, and this portion here is supplying the northern part of the smelter. So this whole array is basically, again, irreplaceable in its own way until I have a option to replace all the burning stuffs with coke. Dang it. Okay. So that means I can't really do anything with the coal lying here around except for wasting it for now, until I have a proper surplus of coke that I can use. That also means that this tiny little coal patch is just not enough. We need more coal. The quest for coal, my friends. So there's a 5 million patch down here. So the big patches are all somewhere else. Game is trolling me a little bit here in that matter. Yeah, so, well, that's really sad. So, what do I do out of that? This, these distances between the coal patches are so high. I already, felt like what I'm doing with the copper patch here is the worst I can endure. And now there's this part down here, which is even worse. Like, there's even more distance to be bridged, and mineral water, whatever that stuff is. It's not getting better out there. That's really a little bit bothersome. This area here is just, well, it's possible, but not within my reach. So the best possible sources would be these. So tell you what, my friends, I know how I'm gonna do it. I will patch up this one yet again with belts, because I don't really see any other option. And I'm going to do another thing. I'm going to produce that coke down there and relay it upwards to my base. Because the other option would be to transport all that stuff up here to my greenhouses. Ah, well, whatever might be the case, I haven't decided that completely. But I need lots and lots of red belts again, because I don't want to do that with yellow belts. These are way too slow at this point. Probably thinking about another facility for red belts at this point. Certainly I would need something for electric poles, but oh well. Probably should do this after I have solved the coal problem. Okay, so sadly I've seen that a little bit too late. that there's so much potential lying in the coke production of the game. So thanks again to the person that pointed this out in the comments. I totally overlooked that, and I could have done that quite at the beginning of the game, and I wouldn't have a lot of my problems that I'm having right now. So oh well, it only gets better with learning. Hey, these things don't need copper cables. Oh well, too bad. Okay. Now then. Why did I forget to buy the miners? Oh damn. I wanted miners. Give me my miners. So this whole array needs to be replaced with red belts as well. Oh, there's gonna be so much work to do. I love it. Also, I should expand my bricks a little bit. So there are many little things to do. Because the move speed bonus of those bricks is quite substantial. Especially when you're running such long distances like I do here. You really, really notice it. Okay, now that should be nice. So, can I research anything which will help me here? Well, let's research concrete, why not? It doesn't really help me, but it's something I can just do, since I have the laboratory set up. Okay. So there's so much preparations going on, so many preparations going on for this whole smelter array. It's quite amazing. I keep dancing around this project for I don't know how many sessions now. Steel furnaces. So the main difference between a stone furnace and a steel furnace is that it uses and produces the double amount. So while you can produce the twice as quick, you also need to supply that stuff twice as quick, and that's the complicated part, you know. But it's actually not that horrible. Mostly it's just replacing belts and ensuring that your supply lines are filled, capable of withstanding the increase of demand. Alright. So after these last operations, I think I'm gonna start using trains from there on. I figured that this will be a perfect area to use trains upon. Like, we're going to be maybe this will be the I'm not gonna need any more coal until the end of the game because of that. What the just happens there? It's not how it should look like. There we go. Okay. Just one segment missed. Oh well, I guess I was out of range at some point or something like that. It's usually what happens. Okay, so I'm actually gonna pick up the power already. So if you are good at that and keep thinking, keep your mind on that, you can save yourself a lot of double trips. I'm not good at that. I do a lot of double trips. Okay, now then, we have this huge patch of coal, and I'm going to take it. Okay, again, coal is so horribly hard to see. I don't know why that is so. Okay. So, just, oh, well, I'm gonna stay in this border. I will crop these out quite quickly, but it's way easier if you just follow some basic schematic you're laying down. Even if a few of those miners end up being horribly inefficient due to that, I don't mind, because, well, as long as the ore patch gets depleted, it's none of my business. Okay. Overall, I'm no efficiency maniac. I like to be reasonably efficient, but I'm a big fan of... I don't know who set up that rule. I forgot the name. But basically some smart guy said during 20% of the time you get 80% of the work done. The other 80% of the time you're just doing 20% of the work. I like to use that idea on Factorio because, I mean, don't get me wrong, people that set up perfectly efficient factories, they amaze me. I have some deep respect towards these people that can fidget things like these out, but I'm more of a pragmatic person, and well, I consider myself because of that more as a casual Factorio gamer, but I don't mind. There's enough room out there for pros and casual gamers, what I like to think. Okay, my friends, so that's that. There's this little spot with 74 coal, which freaks me out, but I'm trying to leave that because I just said that I'm no efficiency crazy maniac. So 85. That would bring me the option to split it up into three yellows or one yellow and one red. I think I'm gonna go for the same solution as before, one yellow, one red. So here are 30, perfectly the amount I need for the yellow belts. I mean, if you would like to put it to the max, you would need to take care that there are 15 miners on each side of the belt. So, but these things, they're not really that important. My mind keeps being filled about ideas that this is really important, and it is actually in some way also important if you would want to achieve maximum efficiency, but I personally think that maximum efficiency is killing the fun in the game. My personal opinion. Okay. But that's just random thoughts while building a huge mining complex. Again. So. Oh, I know what I totally forgot here, friends. Since I want to do the coke production right away around the corner here, I need to produce my wood here as well. So I'll need an offshore pump and a few greenhouses, and I don't have those yet, so whoopsie, I forgot that stuff. So let's see how much glass I have left. Pick up some stones to toss them into the crusher. I'm not at the point where I need bigger amounts of glass, so I'm not mass producing the stuff yet. I'm still manually producing little amounts of it because I haven't had the need of bigger amounts yet. Well, maybe I should build myself some car. It's about time. I mean, I keep running around more than enough. So, one engine unit and I'm good to go. Or can I actually? No, I don't think I have researched cars yet. Oh well. So much about that idea. Okay, I need a singular offshore pump, no problem. But what I really need and don't have around here is glass and greenhousing. So I guess I'm gonna just pick up that stuff here and keep producing greenhouses and everything down there. What do I need for that apart from glass? I need wood, I need iron beams and automation cores. So let's pick up some wood, but obviously I have way more than I need. Iron beams and automation cores. I could use some extra iron beams, I think. Sure will come in handy. There we go. And some automation cores I want to loot as well. And we have finished the research of concrete. Awesome. Alright, what's next? Well, let's research the fluid chemistry. I don't need that stuff yet, but I will. Okay. So yeah, I need to smelter glass. But I'm gonna do that on site. Do I need anything else from here? Not really. Oh well, possibly some pipes. Let's pick up some pipes, eh? Okay, there I go. Oh, and I'm gonna grab myself some more ammo. I do like to have a surplus of ammo. Okay, friends. So I think that's all of the preparations I need, and I think I'm going to wrap up the episode here, because I'll just pick up the stones and smelter some glass and handcraft some greenhouses between the episodes, because this process up ahead is not that exciting or anything. It's just pretty repetitive work, and yeah, so I'm gonna build up that stuff off camera. Anyways, friends, so feel free to drop me a comment down below if you want to tell me anything about me, my series, or whatever you have on your mind. Also, I would appreciate a thumbs up on this series, or even a subscription to my channel. That would help me a lot. If none of those, just let me thank you for watching my video. That means a lot to me as well. So, I hope you check for the next episode as well, and until then, take good care of yourself, and goodbye.